Hi, Brilliant Bees. It's Mrs. Nestler here. I just wanted to stop in and kind of introduce myself to you. So I know I might look a little different than what you may have seen me in the hallway last year and everything. I have a face shield on and I have my special mask on. So those are to make sure that we protect all of my Brilliant Bees and myself while we're in the classroom during COVID. But for my new Brilliant Bees, I want to show you just what I look like. I'm just a regular teacher. So if I take off my face shield and I take off my mask, I'm Mrs. Nestler. All right, so I wanted to introduce myself and then I wanted to show you around our classroom. So our classroom is going to be a little bit different this year. One, we have to make sure that we're being safe and protecting ourselves and our friends. So we're all going to be wearing face masks over our nose and our mouth the whole time we're inside the building. So that's one thing that's different. But another thing that's different about my classroom is that we are the hybrid classroom. So that means I have some of our Brilliant Bee kindergartners inside the classroom with us while I'm teaching. And then other Brilliant Bee kindergartners are going to be at home watching us and learning all online. So that makes us a very unique and special family. So let me give you a tour of our classroom. So when we walk into our door, we have all of our desks, okay? So you'll notice that all of our desks are spread apart. That's one of the things that's different about our classroom this year. We're doing that just so we're safe, but there's still going to be just as much fun happening in our kindergarten classroom this year as there ever was. So when we first come into our classroom, we have a sink, and every morning we will be washing our hands with soap and water. Even without COVID-19, we do that every morning so that we can come into our room ready to learn and germ-free. All right, so let's take a little walk around the room. This year, all of you will have your very own computer. We call them Chromebooks. So for my Brilliant Bees that are learning at home, you've probably already picked up your Chromebooks and we'll be using those quite a bit. For my friends that are going to be learning in the classroom, we will use these the very first day, and then they will stay at school each day. If for some reason we have to close our classroom down early because of COVID, then we will send those computers home. But otherwise, they're going to stay here at school ready for us to do fun learning throughout the year. All right, so here's a different view of our classroom. Okay, so let's take a peek at our desks. So our desks will all have a name tag over here. And you notice they all have this special sticker. We are going to be using those in a few weeks when we learn how to tap out our words when we're learning to read. And we all have a folder. This is our take-home folder. So it will go home every Thursday full of exciting information and some of the work that you've done. And then I ask that all of you bring it back the very next day on Friday for me. All right, we also have chair pockets. So in our chair pockets, we're going to find a couple of journals. We will use those for our math, and then we will use another one for our writing. All of us, even my Brilliant Bees at home, also have a screen. This is when we are learning our letters with our OG writing. So don't lose this. Keep it close at hand. We will be using it almost every day. All right. I will show you our Brilliant Bee binders in just a little bit. Now, if we were to peek inside of our desks, we're going to find something different. All of us will have our very own crayon container, and we'll keep our crayons in here so they don't get broken and lost in our desk. This is for our glue. We don't need to use glue bottles or glue sticks. We simply open the top, take our paper, stick it onto the glue sponge, and it's ready to glue. All of us will have our very own earbuds, so when we're using our computer, we are able to hear everything and not spread our germs. And this is our eraser for our dry erase boards. Plus, you might see a little bit of Play-Doh in there. We do a lot of Play-Doh in kindergarten, and so each of us will have our very own Play-Doh container. All right, for my friends who are going to be in our classroom, you'll notice I have a lot of picture frames over here. So our big picture frames are filled with characters that we're going to meet throughout the year. And then our special, shiny, silvery picture frames, those are reserved for my brilliant bees. So if you would like to bring in a picture from home, it can be a 4x6 or a 5x7. You can bring a picture from home of you and your family, and we'll put those right in our room. So if you ever have a rough day, you've got somebody over here on the side cheering for you. We have some bulletin boards that we'll be filling as we're learning all about math. And don't worry about some of these empty spaces on the wall. We will be sharing all of the wonderful things that we're learning throughout the year up on our wall. This over here is our calendar. Now, it looks a little empty, but as we learn new skills, we will be filling up our calendar board every day. Over here is where we do our morning message. I will write the morning message, and I will have some of our friends, whether they're online brilliant bees or in the classroom brilliant bees, help me figure out clues to complete our morning message. We also have our 100 club. So as you learn to count to 100 by 1s, 5s, and 10s, we will add our names to our 100 club. Let's see. Just like every classroom, we have our alphabet chart and our number charts up on the wall. And then this is very special for my friends who are brilliant bees learning at home. These are our classroom rules when we are having our online learning. Just like in the classroom, you need to be on time. Okay? You need to be listening. We're not eating and drinking during class. If you need to get a drink of water, that's okay. But remember to try to do it very quietly. For my friends on the computer, you need to keep yourself muted unless it's time for sharing. Make sure your video's on. I want to be able to see you just like I hope that you want to be able to see me. Even though you might be at home sitting at your kitchen table, this is still school. So we need to remember that we have the right behavior for our classroom. Make sure you're sitting in one spot during class. Please do not pick up your computer and walk around the classroom. For my friends in our classroom, we raise our hand to talk. For my friends online, I have something special just for you to make sure I know when you're ready to share. Make sure you're also having fun and doing your very best. So over here is my teacher area, and when we get into small groups, hopefully soon, we will be able to possibly use this table for our reading and our math groups. Now, back over here, we have our cubbies. Now we have something special up here, a little divider. For some of the classrooms, there are a lot of kids, but because I'm a hybrid classroom, we don't have a lot of kids in person. So each student will have their very own cubby and then a basket to keep their art shirt and gym shoes down below. Okay, for my friends who are my stay-at-home brilliant bees, every Thursday you will be able to drop off anything you need to return to me and pick up anything new. So at this time in the office, we will be having a very special weekly pickup basket that we can return our things and pick up our new supplies for the next week. All right, so I told you about our bee binder. Let's take a quick peek at this. All of my brilliant bees have a bee binder. Doesn't matter if they're online or in person. This is where we keep some special supplies. This is when you need to ask me a question or give an answer online, and this is when you're not sure. Inside of our pouches, we have some special tools that we will be using throughout the year. Okay, so we have all of those things that we need. All right, let me flip this around. Brilliant bees, I am